So the big question is this: how are commercial real estate brokers like us, who didn't take on debt to start their own brokerage, who are stuck in the hamster wheel of day-to-day selling, how do we sell real estate and build our businesses in a way that lets us develop rockstar teammates and create enough leverage to back away from day-to-day selling? How do we get our services, ideas, and insights out into the world and yet still create passive wealth? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Brett Swarts, and welcome to the Expert Commercial Real Estate Secrets Podcast. I want to ask one last thought on something with the Deferred Sales Trust as it pertains to the estate tax and just estate tax in general, because we kind of touched on the stepped up basis, which is really a neat part about the 1031. It maintains the stepped up basis, and your kids, could if they inherit it correctly, they can receive a stepped up basis and still and walk away tax free. However, it doesn't take it out of the estate tax, right? You're still, if someone's worth $50 million and all $50 million is inside of the taxable estate, right? They may get a stepped up basis to 50, but they're going to pay 40% on whatever the above and beyond the exclusion, which is 22 million married about right now and about 12 million single, set to expire in 2025. You're looking at 12 million married, probably about 6 million single. The Deferred Sales Trust, on the other hand, you can take it all outside the taxable estate. So a lot of my clients, before they find us, they're doing some gifting, gupreet. They're doing some family limited partnerships. They're doing some maybe some life insurance to offset some of that. But they haven't been able to take it all out because they can't get it out fast enough. Whereas the Deferred Sales Trust, in one single deal, one transaction, one day, not only can you sell, let's say, that $30 million asset, but move it outside your taxable estate. Talk to us a little bit about maybe either estate taxes you've had or challenges that you're looking at or potential friends and family that you know of, and what that would mean if indeed what I just said all can be done.
Yeah, so I'll give you an example that I dealt with somebody that was co-investing with us. They were putting in some money, and their biggest fear was, how am I going to transfer my assets to my kids? And he was trying to shelter about $5 million that he wanted to transfer. And it was very, very specific. And right now that wouldn't be a problem, but it could become a problem if your underlying basis is high. So if you right now, if you got $20-30 million, over 22 million, you could have a problem. And he particularly had $5 million that he was trying to shelter because he owned a very large company. And there was about $5 million that he was going to have to pay. And he's older, he's in his 80s, and he was worried about it. And so he had gotten life insurance policy that was costing him $15,000 a year to shelter that $5 million. And at that point, I was looking at him, I was like, look, you're paying $15,000 every year, and it's going to keep going up. You're in your 80s. 81, you're going to be paying $20,000. 82, you're going to be paying $25,000, because the life insurance company knows you're not going to live forever. And they're going to keep charging you more and more and more. And even though you have this incredible plan, it's still going to cost you a fortune. Why not eliminate it and come up with an alternative tool? And before I had learned about DSTs, we were trying to figure out different ways for him to creatively do it, put it into trust, do it into family trust, and to do it in other ways. So after I found out about DSTs, I was like, look, you could have a one clean swoop and get all of this out and not worry about it. Why wouldn't you do it that way? And so that was the conversation that we ended up having, is why pay an annualized fee of $15,000-$20,000 when you could make a clean swoop of it and get it out and not have to worry about it? And You could add more money to it later.
Yep. So well said. And also too, the other thing that a lot of folks may overlook is within 6 months of the estate passing, the assets must be sold or refinanced. The tax must be paid. And so the timing thing comes back into case. Who knows by the time you pass and your state passes if the value is going to be high or low, or if your kids are going to have the sophistication to be able to negotiate properly, to sell well, or to refinance well and to pull the cash out. But within 6 months, whatever that amount, that 40% must be paid. So why not just eliminate all of that headache now, sell the assets prior to, move them outside the taxable estate. And also, full disclosure, you do forego the stepped up basis when you do that with the deferred sales trust. That's full disclosure. However, your kids can step into your shoes and then continue to just receive those payments and keep it in the deferred sales trust corpus, right? And so but at the same time, they got a brand new depreciation schedule. So there's a number of ways to look at this, right? And that's why we have capitalgainstaxsolutions.com. You can go to, you can get a free consultation to learn more about this, talk with the tax attorneys and myself to kind of help guide you to see if it's a good fit. Also, we don't charge unless and if you do the deal. So that being said, Gupreet, any last thoughts on that before the lightning round?
No, I think that, the key thing is what you guys do is provide time. You provide time that you can't get on your own. And I think that time is more valuable than money. I can make and break money, but I can't make time. And so I have to rely on other people's leverage to get that time. And so that's why we came to you guys, because you're providing us leverage on time that it's like sudden new time travel. It's a whole different tool. It's not going to make me look any younger, but it's going to allow me to have more time flexibility that I can't create on my own.
Thank you. I couldn't say it better myself. Thank you so much for sharing that. You have just listened to another information-packed episode of Expert Commercial Real Estate Secrets Podcast with Brett Swarts. We hope you enjoyed today's show and found it valuable. Visit expertcresecrets.com to access the show notes and to access more resources. That's expertcresecrets.com. Don't forget to leave a review and join us again next time.